hard together to win this round. And we have earned the right to continue to fight. But we want more. We need more. 4 more rounds. And we must land the knockout punch in every round. We know this journey will not be easy. This is the playoffs. Everything is elevated. The energy, the speed, the intensity. Today, we must all match that intensity. So stand up, get loud, and help our boys finish the fight.
Let's finish that fight, Stevie. Let's go.
Man, I'm fired up now. Ooh, Mike Irvin, was that done like recently?
You know,
It's old.
I was trying to figure it out. I saw it because their theme back in the Des caught it, didn't catch it year was finish the fight. But finishing a fight applies to almost every season. But man, he ages well, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
just like Stevie Lee, man. He doesn't age.
Not at all. He had no gray on him. So I don't know, man. I don't know what that guy's doing. He look like he can still play, dude.
Oh my God. I love the intensity. I had goosebumps throughout that. I really did.
Yeah.
For the 4th time in 24 hours.
Yeah. That's
Hey,
good stuff. Good football this weekend.
Oh, it's great football. And we're going to talk briefly about the playoffs, get into tonight's game again for the Cowboys as they open the playoffs. And hopefully it's not a one and done. But first, we've got to honor the great man, the American iconic figure who is really responsible for a lot of great things.
Yeah.
He obviously died way too early.
Yeah.
As we honor the great Martin Luther King Jr. For African American culture, African Americans, you guys see it differently. I see it as MLK and this great day that we celebrate across the country as a continued bridge that is continued to be constructed.
Right.
As an African American man, what is MLK to you and this day?
Leadership, in progress. You know, we are steady progressing in this country. There's a lot of work that has been done, and then there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. So one of the, America has its founding fathers, but one of the fathers of the civil rights movement is Dr. MLK, along with a lot of others. So
Right.
For me and my family, my wife works in diversity and inclusion, and she helped make this day an off day for her company. Years past, it wasn't, right? So she's fought for that within her own company that she works for. And but it's not just celebrating a day off, having a day off. It's also remembering the entire movement. Dr. King was the face of the movement. But when you have people like Rosa Parks and Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X and Jesse Owens and things like that in sports too. All those, the 2 of those guys in sports being leaders, and Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
I have a Jackie Robinson jersey signed by Barack Obama around here somewhere.
Wow.
It's pretty neat. I actually I got that. I won it in a silent auction at Doug English's fundraiser one year. So that was, I was happy to see Doug, but when I won that, I was ready to go. I was done. I paid some money for it, so I didn't win it. I bought it.
That's right. You put forth your claim with the financial backing.
Yeah, man. But it's one of my prized possessions, man. It's just history, all over that jersey. And then, and then all the other people that frankly laid down their lives
for
progression in this country. Literally died for it. The progression of actually black and brown people, right? So because some people say, and I believe that when Martin Luther King was starting to unite with Cesar Chavez is when they really got mad, and the reason why he got assassinated because black and brown people were coming together, not just black people. So him stepping forward and making strides in that area. It's MLK Day, but for me and my family, we like to reflect and think about all the civil rights pioneers.
That's beautifully said, and I encourage everybody. It's not just about the "I have a dream" speech. It goes much deeper, and I know we've talked about it on another episode. But when you get a chance, go to Birmingham, go to the Civil Rights Museum, go to Memphis, the museum there, and the stories attached to MLK or in addition to, really gives you a true perspective, regardless of what race you, meaning the viewer or listener, are, to understanding why this day is celebrated nationwide and honored as a federal holiday. I hate to use the word holiday, but that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, and our guy Hargrove, I doubt they're celebrating today with a day off. They're continuing to jump on people's roofs because they trust them, because you feel like you know who's on your roof, right, Stevie?
Absolutely. In fact, I was just out with a client right now, said they need a new roof, and I said, call my guys at Hargrove. And we did. Coach, just a little bit ago, he's actually busy on his way, unfortunately, to a funeral, but but he's doing well, and even though he's spending some family time, he's out there working for me, man. So know who's on your roof. These guys answer the call whenever you need it.
All the time, and I proudly leave that sign at my mother's house a few miles away. I leave her Hargrove roofing sign in her yard, probably longer than it should, but there's a method behind the madness out of respect for the work they've done, because I truly respect them. So as we move forward, I definitely want to remind everybody watching, listening, subscribe to the Stories Inside the Man Cave Podcast YouTube and Facebook pages. Just hit simply subscribe to the YouTube page. It's for free, and we love free stuff, and we always will. That's where you see all the content out on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm trying to increase my game. I have to talk to your daughters about this, how to increase my TikTok game, so to speak. There's a lot out there. But Stevie, NFL Wildcard weekend, I know you were busy with club volleyball, being the dad of the year that you are every year.
Oh my goodness.
But what do you recall from NFL Wildcard weekend?
I recall being in the volleyball gym. We got there at 1, did not leave until 11:30. 11:30 on Saturday night. So I was in the gym all day with whistles blowing in my ear, girls running through the corridor like it was madness in there. And it's small. It was a small gym this time too. And then so I did try to connect on my phone. Saw that was it the Jacksonville game. The 27-point downs, 27 point coming back to win.
Unbelievable.
I checked the line, the wire. I checked the wire, and then what was the other game? I watched Bengals last night. I saw the Ravens quarterback try to reach the ball over. Wasn't even close to the goal line, man.
Hubbard.
Take it back, man. It was fun to watch. It was some good games.
And then the Giants, of course, and that Hubbard play reminded me of back when Baylor was not good at tackle football. They had a chance to solidify a game, and they decided to try to punch it in. And I want to say it was against UNLV, who was one of the worst programs in the country, and they allowed Baylor to earn that title. That was like early 2000s or late 90s. I don't know if you recall that, but that's what that reminded me of. But one other game, the 49ers, that's who Charles Omenihu, one of the I love the guy. Great kid. It was a good Longhorn. He had probably perhaps his biggest play of his young career, which pretty much iced the game. And this is the play. And Charles trying to give play-by-play of his biggest play of his career.
Yeah, four-man kind of like stunt, overload front, and it was a game between me and Sampson. And, I mean, I seen Sampson penetrate on the inside shoulder of the tackle, and I'm rapping. So when I rapped, I seen that the quarterback was kind of deep in the pocket, so I knew I had to bend it a little bit tighter, and I just stuck my hand out there, and I felt the football, and I just gripped and then pulled because, I wasn't going to get bodied, but I felt the ball grip, pulled, and it came out, and it was an incredible feeling. Glad that, I was able to be in a position to make that play and help my team win.
That's good stuff, man.
Love it. Absolutely love it for that guy.
Yeah. I love seeing the Longhorns do well, man. I don't know what it does to me. When I see a Longhorn on the field doing well, I love seeing Quandre Diggs for the Seahawks. Man, I love it all, but good for him.
I love it, man, and I think the best is yet to come for Charles. I still remember when he finally got to Kyler Murray in that Texas OU game in 2018, and Kyler being the two-sport guy that he is, and Charles sacked him, stood over or walked away from Kyler and did the baseball swing out of the Cotton Bowl. Just an animated, sharp guy, and that guy studies a game unlike no other.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Man, good stuff. Hey, let's talk about the team that I'm not afraid to, I'm biased about, and we're going to dive deep into a special game tonight.
We all know what's at stake. The only thing we're guaranteed is 4 quarters in Tampa, and we're going in there to play with great confidence and win the game.
But having the past experiences I've had in the playoffs, just understanding the team that we have, what we're capable of doing, being on the road, just knowing we got to go in, we've got to stay calm, we've got to stay within ourselves and play our best game. And when we're able to do that, I don't care who it is, what game it is, it's going to be tough to beat us.
The way we want to be offensively, you have to start fast. You can't dig yourself a hole early. So I think there's big point of emphasis to go out there and start the game fast and get into our rhythm early.
Stevie, first off, just a couple of vitals here. Notables. Tampa Bay won their division with an 8-9 record. Dallas is 12-5. 12-5. They look like horse shit in their regular season finale against Washington.
Yeah.
I'm a believer. I know your record says who you are, but what percentage are you giving the Cowboys in Tampa tonight against Tom Brady on the road?
Because I've seen the Cowboys play and they can fight on defense.
Yeah.
And Tom doesn't have very many weapons on offense. He has a receiver, Evans.
Yeah.
That's all.
Aggie.
Yeah, I know. He has them though. And who's the running back? They have a running back.
Yeah, they have some weapons. They just
but not very many. Like Tom Brady's usually has a loaded with weapons. He usually have Gronk and like at least 2 more receivers.
Right.
But so that being said, it's still Tom Brady.
Bingo.
It's 50-50 for me, man. It's a toss-up because Dallas has a good defense, but at the end of the game, if Dallas allow them to be close, Tom knows how to adjust to the defense at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Tom and to me, Tom and Aaron Rodgers are one and the same. You can beat up Tom all game long, but if he has a chance at the end of the game, he's got you.
You're done.
Yeah, you're done. If you give Tom 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes to go get a touchdown for the win, you better bet the house on it. 80-yard drive, get a touchdown for the win is Tom Brady every time. So let's hope that the Cowboys get up by 3 touchdowns and stay up by 3 touchdowns because Tom's going to figure him out. So he will. He's going to figure him out, but Dallas got to jump on him early. So for me, man, it's 50-50. So Dak can't come out trying to warm up into them. He has to come out on fire. And one thing about Dak, man, it seems like the media people at the Cowboys give him a play sheet and say, hit what's in front of you, stay consistent, just follow the game plan. He said all those words in his interview, just went down the line. So he's saying the right things. He's just got to go out there and execute.
That and Zach Martin, the all-pro O-lineman, again, said it best. They've got to start fast. They've got to take the crowd out of it. You're not going to affect Tom Brady, to your point, regardless of lead. Tom is even killed, and he has that mentality. I'm going to give the Cowboys a 60% chance. But the Cowboys, if history is any indication of the present, which is hard to believe it.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. The Cowboys' last road playoff win was 1993. They are 4-11 in their last 15 playoff games since 95. At some point, America's team, and I'm a Cowboys fan, it doesn't matter how good you are regular season. There's a stigma, kind of like Texas football right now, that I don't know what it is with the Cowboys. They just cannot get rolling to their title, America's team. And I don't know what's causing that. At some point it's got to stop. Is it tonight though?
Yeah. That's funny, man. Well, I think this could be franchise changing, tonight. So we'll see.
I agree.
Yeah.
So it's always pressure in the Cowboys organization. Mike McCarthy has a decent record, pretty good record as a Cowboys head coach, but I'm not reinventing the wheel here, but I know this has been asked. So it drives me to this point. If Dallas loses tonight, will he return as the Cowboys head coach next season?
This year 3, you said?
Yes.
I think he has to.
Yeah.
He has to, man. He has to because year 1 was trash football. That's COVID football. That was just trash football all around, Year 2, they did decent. They built on it. Had a decent season this year, even though they dropped the ball last 2-3 games.
Yeah.
But it's another year, regardless.
Okay.
I think. So,
I mean, he's the same guy who won a championship with Green Bay, a Super Bowl championship. I'm going to say, Stevie, I'm not saying this just in spite of what to be different. It depends how they lose. If they get blown out or they're hanging around 10 points, 12 points, 10 to 14 points, but they end up losing by that margin, I think he's done. I really do, because I think they'll get rid of him. And to what you've said, you got to get rid of Zeke. I think there's if they don't
you win the season, win the Super Bowl, you still got to get rid of Zeke. Zeke is not a Cowboy next year.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this, jump on a Twitter before game time, which is 7:15 p.m., but will probably be another 10 minutes after that. We know how that is. At Stories Man Cave on Twitter, let us know your thoughts and let us know your comments. Just what do you think about that? And speaking of this podcast and our visibility, if you're on the Horn FM app, that's 104.9 The Horn. We're on there. You can see Stevie's pretty mug on there. Just scroll down to the podcast link on the bottom of the page, and we're in there under stories inside the man cave. So real quick, what are your keys for the Cowboys tonight, Stevie?
Cowboy offense, jump on them quick. Cowboy defense, jump on them and stay on them. Tom's going to get his points, but just stay on them, right? Make them go for long drives, no explosive plays on defense. And this defense can do that, right?
Yeah.
This defense is pretty good. But the offense, Dak, CeeDee Lamb, Zeke, Pollard, all those guys, the O-line, they need to hold up, jump on them quick.
I agree with everything you said. I think they have to avoid turning over the ball. I know it sounds obvious, but if you do, you got to be on the plus side of turnovers.
Absolutely.
100%. I think the defense is up to it, and this may be – I feel like at some point that, we've got to have the turning point where they put a complete game together. They did it against Minnesota. They did it a couple other times where they played a complete game, but this is the time where Dallas, honestly, on the road, where you can really build momentum. They know they got to go on the road again next week at San Francisco if they win. But right now, up here, winning on the road and beating Tom Brady, this could truly reverse the course of the Cowboys franchise, where it's not, well, we got to do this. We got hopes, but Jerry will find a way to keep them in the news. Hey, real quick, not too much to talk about with Texas football. Of course, recruiting's doing a great job. They need a new receivers coach. And I know it's very rare to talk about position coaches, but they're, in my opinion, the most important pieces of the puzzle for recruiting and development, especially at a position they need development. What's your thoughts on as they try to replace Marion, who took an OC position at Nevada, Las Vegas?
Really, at this point, you got to find a receivers coach that's going to fit what we have. Know how to coach big, fast receivers on their route running and skills, right? We got the talent right now. We got the talent at receivers, and I think we got a quarterback that can get it to him. But it's got to be some kind of specialty. I'm tired of coaches hiring their friends, so I don't want a friend in here, someone that has worked with all these guys before. I want you to go out there and get the best receivers coach in the country to coach your receivers. Egos aside, the elevator pitch aside, just go get the best one.
I think the individual will know who it is when I think it's on an NFL staff right now, I think. And I think that team is still alive in the playoffs. I hate throwing names out because I don't know enough. I don't have that information confirmed, just hearsay. And that's what I try to avoid because I don't want to be, hey, man, they said on this podcast it was so-and-so. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Throw it against the wall. That's the one part I don't like.
I got you.
God. Stevie Lee, you and I are big advocates of manscaping and manscaped.com products. I think no other time is better as we hit the season of fundraisers and galas and the NFL playoffs. And for that Super Bowl party coming up here in a few weeks, I think you'd feel very confident in yourself, and going to those galas and fundraisers if your balls are clean.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And the way they get clean is a good set of clippers from Man Cave because they're plastic tip, right?
That's a good point.
The nicks and all that stuff, and you can do it while you're in the shower. They're waterproof plastic tip shavers. So go check it out.
Just the tip. That's it. Hey, to get these amazing products that Stevie and I both use,
Yeah, man.
Use the promo code ManCave20 right there on your screen, 20% off. And manscaped.com, we've got to get Stevie upgraded to a 4.0, a lawnmower 4.0. He's still using the 3.0.
Yeah, but hey, it works. It
Yeah.
works perfectly fine. So that's a test to its longevity.
100% durability.
Yeah, it has a little light on it too, so you can see down there.
Yeah, you can see the root of it as you're looking down. I don't care how much light you have on, but the shadow of your hand, it takes a beating. And you got to know when you don't want to go too close.
Yeah.
You know?
Because if you're classic, it's scary. The sound is scary in the sensitive area.
It's just, yeah. And if you're trying to create a design, you don't want to screw that up.
Carve my initials in there, right?
Oh, God.
Hey, or her initials, you know.
Her initials. Yeah, yes. Or a Longhorn, whatever you want.
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy is my wife and I have the same initials, SL.
That's very easy. Very simple. You don't know who they belong to. You could be self-absorbed. I want my own initial. Oh, that's Summer.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness. Where do we go?
Manscaped.com is where it's at for both of you. You want to carve initials or
yeah, man.
You know, it grows back.
Yeah.
Hey, Stevie, FCC violation.
Was that an FCC violation?
That was not, but I know somebody who may have one, but it's all out of humor.
Oh, goodness.
And that's coming up as we wrap things up on the other side of this break.
All right. Hi, I'm Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the University of Texas.
And I'm Clyde Hargrove. I'm a roofer.
I also saw action in 52 games.
And I fix a lot of roofs.
Also won a Rose Bowl and never lost to A&M.
And I fix a lot of roofs, right, Stevie?
Oh, right. I'm sorry, I zoned out a little bit.
So are you going to say that thing about Hargrove Roofing?
Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Is this even going to work as a commercial?
This is JJ Gotch, CEO. This is JJ Gotch, CEO of the Austin Gamblers. And segment 2 of Stories Inside the Man Cave is next.
I'm being honest, Frey. I don't want to be one of these assholes on television. Hey. Oh, I mean jackasses, I meant.
Jeez,
I'm sorry.
Man.
I apologize.
What the heck is going on here?
I meant jackasses. I apologize. These guys should act like they know everything. Ernie, I got
That's the first, Jack.
That's the first time I've ever cursed. I apologize.
No,
Yeah. It is. I apologize.
Chuck, I'll tell you what, I will pay your fine to the FCC.
I do. I apologize. No.
Hey, Sean, would you pay my fine?
I would.
Oh, okay.
I'd do that for a brother. I really would. Because we're in this together.
We're in this together. What does a fine cost on TNT?
Just depends. Oh, I bet it could be thousands.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that, man.
You know, it's.
I know that.
Then you got to issue an apology on air.
Oh, goodness.
But
I didn't know that, man. Well, you were in media, so that's why I asked.
Well, I had some cease and desist letters, but I never had, not from the FCC.
Okay.
But cease and desist letters from use of certain content.
Ah, got you.
But almost every local TV station receives those at some point or another.
Yeah.
So as we continue here in this second segment here, the one thing that I love to talk about is the fact that since Texas basketball had an entire month of December and up until recently, just a ton of negativity because of what happened with Chris Beard. You know, they're sitting pretty right now, 15-2, and they've shown some gritty performances as far as what they've done in second halves. The entire nation knows about the Moody Center and that it is a place that is intimidating, unlike the Irvin Center. because of the environment that didn't exist. But since Chris Beard was removed temporarily, then eventually fired weeks later, I think that Rodney Terry has done a phenomenal job. And there's all this talk about who should replace Rodney Terry as the successor at Texas. He's 8-1 since becoming an interim head coach. So being a UT alum, someone who cares about everything that UT does, whether it be business, education, and athletics, and being a former Longhorn defensive tackle who intermingled a lot with all the student athletes in every sport, what you know about Rodney, do you think he is the guy? And this is not a slight on him. The guy, he recruits at a high level. Do you think that he is the guy that Texas really should just make a permanent head coach?
It's a great question. What I would like to happen is, so we hired Beard for a reason, right? And we approved his staff, right? Whenever he got hired, and this is still his core staff.
Correct.
The head got chopped off for whatever reasons, but the body is still intact, you know? And so I want them to give him a fair shot at the position. This is like dress rehearsal for him.
Correct.
Now, in the same breath, the University of Texas can probably go out there and get whomever they want, right? And so, but giving Rodney a dress rehearsal like this, I would say he's should be 85-90% his job, right? So he's done well with the kids that are here. They seem to react to him, you know. So if it ain't broken, which it's tried to be broken,
yeah,
you know, but it's not really broken because they're still rolling, right? Why fix it, you know? So I honestly think that Chris Del Conte should interview everyone on the staff and then interview the kids and see where they are head-wise, you know, after the season or even during the season. Just interview individual kids. It's like, where's Rodney for you? What Coach Terry, how's Coach Terry for you? I know you really like Chris and enjoyed him, but how's Coach Terry for you? And if it's positive, mostly positive that comes out of those meetings, you keep the guy. Because you don't want to shake up the whole team and staff because of one person at the top that got into some unfortunate trouble. It's still the core, you know, and just keep it the way it is. So I think 85-90%, he should just go ahead and hang on to the job, see what happens in the next years, you know, and see what goes on then. But he's coaching well. The kids are responding well.
I agree. And there's not too much more else I can say to that. All I can say is I believe the guy for the job is right there.
Yeah.
Regardless of other people's opinion. There's, obviously there's speculation that John Calipari is interested and they're going to interview him. That's all speculation. There's a short list like any AD would have. Every AD has a short list for every job or tries to keep in communication with their representative or agent.
Mm-hmm.
But Rodney Terry is Texas. Chris Ogden on the staff, former Longhorn basketball player on the staff. You go down the list. These guys were not tied to Chris Beard in regards to the nature of what happened. They had nothing to do with that. If it was scandalous, something illegal within the program, then you got to remove all of them. That's not the case here.
Right.
I'm with you. 100% though, that if you remove this staff, I'm not saying another coach and staff could do something great, but you do this, I think you set your program back a year or two.
Yep.
Keep the consistency, maintain the relationships with the current commitments or those you're recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
This team is Final Four potential, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rodney just needs to keep growing them. They need to keep growing, gelling together, peak at the right time.
Yeah, and that's the great thing, and it's going to be fun to see. Also on UT campus, I thought something that was absolutely beautiful was the celebration of Coach Gus.
Yeah.
Sad that a loss of life, but celebration because the man lived 91 years, and he was one of my first role models. I idolized, went to his camp twice as a kid on that field right there. These are just a few images from the celebration of life at Dish Falk Field. A spray with the number 18, that's his jersey. Beautiful stories from former players like Brooks Kieschnick, Ty Harrington, Bert Hooton, and I think there was another one. I cannot believe I'm dropping the ball here, but right here, perfect. Hot dogs in a reception, and his favorite food, peanut butter and honey sandwiches.
That's awesome.
And it's just a time when, and you can relate to this, when coaches were truly coaches. They were not your friend. But afterward, as an alum, they're your friend for life. But he demanded success and pushed you hard.
Yep.
But he was a very calm, cool demeanor guy that had respect for himself, respect for the players, and respect for the program. And that's why he's one of the iconic figures in college baseball. And did you have any interactions with Coach Gus at all? I can't remember.
Not at all. Not at all while I was there.
Because Augie was.
It was Augie. While I was there, I knew a few baseball players, and the stories that came from Augie was phenomenal.
I loved Augie. That was a gut punch when he passed.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Shout out to Coach Gus's family. They have gone through the kind of a similar journey as I am with my mother, but much earlier for me. But like the caretakers, but 91 years old, man.
It's a good life.
It's a great life. Great life. Hey, something that you're going to be able to attend, and it's an organization that's been really near and dear to my heart for almost 8 years now. The RBI Austin, affiliated with Major League Baseball, but it's basically baseball and softball programs for inner city youth. It's mentorship. I'm on the mentorship side. I don't claim to coach any kid in baseball, even though I'd be very passionate. But our big Now at Bat function is this Friday at the JW Marriott downtown Austin. I'm going to show you this, and I just want to hear, this is kind of like the promo because Cat Osterman's on the board, and they started a program to really enhance the softball program, and it's named after Cat Osterman.
When I moved here, I was bullied a little bit, and I also broke my thumb, so I was a little scared coming back to softball. COSA and RBI built my confidence back up. It really helped me get back to the player that I was. Nobody can tear me down because I will come up again. And I feel like that's a lesson from softball.
COSA is Cat Osterman Softball Academy powered by RBI Austin. In the fall, we don't have a lot for our junior high and high school softball athletes, and so this was an opportunity to continue training a little bit more year-round. It's important for them to know that you can be great at softball, but there's more to it. Obviously, we take care of the athletic piece on the field, academically, and then spiritually, we've been fortunate that, the athletes that have been part of it these first 2 years, to see the growth in such a short time has been really cool.
The lessons that you learn from RBI, they help me with my faith and helps you in life.
Chills, brother.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good stuff, man. Kat's good people.
She's an amazing human being.
Yeah, she's one of the I don't know, man, one of the Longhorn leaders, man, lifetime Longhorn. on that campus, was on that campus. So that's awesome. It's good stuff.
I'm really grateful to you and your wife, Summer, for if you're going to get that opportunity this Friday to really understand more about what it is. It's a lot of fun, this Now at Bat, but it's one of many events that we have. And, our goal is, and I know this probably not the right time because we're on the edge of a recession right now, but our goal is to raise, unofficially, my goal is to raise $1 million Friday night.
Oh, wow.
Including collectively everything associated with Now at Bat, the event. We did $750,000 last year.
Oh goodness. Yeah. Well, let's do it then.
You'll see when you guys arrive, just the vibe, the people who really invest in these kids.
Yeah.
And the programs, mentorship, and Justin Simmons. He's on the board. Former Longhorn pitcher.
Yeah.
Great person, just like the great Stevie Lee.
I'll make sure I bring my wallet. I don't know how.
Oh no, that wasn't asking that. Hey, and if you guys watching this, you want to learn more, attend the event. Go to RBI Austin. I can't remember if it's .org or .com. I cannot remember.
It said .org. It's .org.
I should know that. You would think in 8 or 9 years I would have enough repetition on it. Hey, TikToking of the week. TikToking in the man cave involves one of your former players.
Let's go green, right, X. Shift the Viper right.
Green, right, X.
Green, right, X. Shift the Viper right. 382, X stick looky.
Here we go, guys. Green, right, X. Shift the Viper right. 382, Y stick looky. I'm one. Ready? X stick looky. I'm one.
Let's go scatter to west, right, tight. F left. 372, Y stick, Z spot.
Here we go. Scatter to west, right, tight. F left. 382, Y stick, Z.
Christ. Just go scatter to west, right, tight, F left. 372, Y stick, Z spot.
Here we go. Scattered. Say it again.
Scatter to west, right, tight, F left. 372, Y stick, Z spot.
Here we go. Scattered to
west, right, tight.
Scatter to west, right, tight, F left. 382. 372.
Y stick, Z spot.
Z spot. I'm already break.
Christ. Huh?
I'm the problem.
Wait a minute. So in my head, it's like if you can't say the play, how the hell are you gonna go out there and run the play? That means he has no clue where his receivers are going or what they're doing pre-snap during the play. He has no clue. He's just gonna dump it down to the open person in the backfield. It's funny, man. If you can't say the play, you don't even know what the play is. Oh, my goodness.
That was several years ago when he was a young quarterback in NFL for Tampa Bay.
Oh, goodness.
Was he like that at Texas, or was it as complicated?
I was on the defense, so I didn't spend much time with what they were doing on offense, but he seemed very cerebral when he was here. It couldn't be just Gruden's game plan, man. The way he called his plays, that could be it. But it was a mouthful.
Yeah.
But if anybody that ever played any sports or even played football, it's going to be a lot of jibber jabber on the field. But it's a second language.
Yeah.
And when he said X, scat, pack, this, and that, everyone knows where to go because we understand that language.
Right.
Chris hadn't. It was very foreign to him right there, man. I remember Field Dog, 6'5", Lucky Ringo and stuff like that. Like I can pull that back up. Lucky and Ringo means left or right.
Right.
But field dog means we're going to run a certain play to the field side, right, on defense. So we find the field side and the tackles in the end and the linebackers know what to do on the wide side of the field. And then there's a short side. We know what to do on the short side. And then you can add an ed or text in there. So the tackle, Ed, the end goes down first. Tex, the end goes down first, and the tackle rolls around. Tex, the tackle goes down first, and the end rolls around. It's an X game. So everything that Gruden was saying, the veterans knew exactly what he was saying, but Chris was lost. we all have those days. I should say that.
Oh, well, we're human.
We all have those days like, golly, man, Coach, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And sometimes coach want to get you really, really tired, and then throw something in there like that on you to see if you're to come back to your frontal lobe, to see if you can actually really think while you're tired and not make mental errors while you're tired, you know?
That's
and
what it's
practice, they were in practice, and practice is the place to do that.
That is, and like what you said, Sims, he's a cerebral, smart guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't he have a major kidney injury in the NFL?
No. Oh, in the NFL? I don't know. I know we had one receiver that did here in college.
That was Montrell Flowers, right?
Montrell Flowers, yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
God, he had I remember. I don't know how I remember that.
Yeah, you did. You remember it. Absolutely.
That's definitely taking one for the team.
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, Ben, tell me something good.
Lee, got a lot going on. We're starting to pick up momentum into this new year. We can already see the horizon February already, but I don't know what direction you want to go. You want to take a sports direction or life or whatnot, but man, tell me something good in your world.
Let's keep it football, man.
Hey, I like that.
Something good is going to be a good football game on tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. Something good is someone in the state of Texas, the Dallas Cowboys, can keep the state of Texas in the playoffs. So
right.
Let's just, no matter if you're a Houston Texans fan or a Dallas fan, let's just try to keep Texas in the playoffs.
This is it. I want to play off that because we're going to dedicate this episode to America's team and to the late, great Tom Landry, Jimmy Johnson, wherever you are, you're probably on Key West or in Florida, and to Jerry Jones for buying the team, and the late Tex Schramm, all the greats, Bill Bates, Danny White, Roger Staubach, Eugene, the hitting machine, Lockhart, James Jeffcoat. Man, I'm going to go down the list. I'm getting excited. Even DeMarco Murray, Tony D, Emmitt Smith. I'm full of it. I'm a fan. I love the Cowboys. This is a beautiful opportunity. Monday Night Football, the Cowboys. This is it. This is the night we change and rewrite history.
Let's go, Sean. Sean, you're fired up, man.
Oh, my God.
You should put that on the Jumbotron before the game, man.
Let's go, baby. The Cowboys are going to win their first, and I'll eat my words if they don't.
Yeah.
They will win their first road playoff game in 30 years.
Let's do it.
Let's go, Stevie Lee. For the love of Shreveport, Louisiana, and Hargrove Roofing, Stevie Lee and family, and the OG Man Cave boys, that being Hardball Hards, Big Mike, and Coach Mo. What do we say to them, Big Stevie?
We're out. Good stuff, man.